Am I the a-hole for not taking my wife back after she left me for an alpha male? All of the relationship drama on Reddit, we do that on this channel. So subscribe. Hey, I'm G, and we just give people advice because I'm a good therapist, and you can always chime in the comments because people really need us. So let's see what they have today.
Okay.
I have been with my ex for 7 years, married for 5. It felt like love at first sight and everything felt so natural when we met. After about 2 years of dating, we decided to tie the knot.
Oh shit, not good.
Not soon after, we welcomed our baby boy, 4-year-old male. He was a pandemic baby, so my wife ended up quitting her job while I continued working as a line cook and started doing Uber Eats on the side. After things went a bit back to normal, my wife told me she doesn't want to be one of those women who lose their passion after settling down. So she went back to finish law school and take the bar. Of course, I wholeheartedly supported her and we tried to make it work. And this is just a 30-year-old female and a 29-year-old male. So they're like a young couple. This is like absolutely normal.
Absolutely.
After she passed, she immediately got hired at a firm downtown through the help of her friend Dumbo, a 33-year-old female. This is where the problems started. I don't always like it when the narrative is like, oh my gosh, she was good when she started getting her job, making some money, she became bad. I don't like that part. Now, from the get-go, my wife began making good money. Good enough that she told me to quit my job and take care of our son. Sorry, no. I feel like everyone in a marriage, I always say this like 150 times. We've seen too many posts where mostly women, I would say, get into this life where one person, like the guy, is taking care of them and then he starts to do stuff that's not okay. He starts cheating and starts feeling like all that just because they're the ones making the money. So yeah, you held the family down, you provided for the family when there was pandemic and everything. So I feel like even if she's making good money, great, add it to what you guys have. You can do more with that.
This is a good idea. This is a good idea.
To quit my job and take care of our son full time, as she won't have the time. We would both have the time, we would share the time, and we would make that money together. So I said no, I love my job. Cooking was my passion, and I even worked my way up to full-fledged chef. My biggest regret in our marriage had to have been her talking me into leaving, but I did and became a stay-at-home dad.
What?
Slowly, our marriage life began deteriorating as soon as she started to pull away. She worked long hours and barely spent any time with us. Look, like I was planning to say this later, but first off, it's going to be expected. Now she has put all of this financial burden on herself because she literally asked him to quit, and that's something that I feel like people should never let themselves do. I know that having kids is hard and everything, but like, if two people are really serious, two people can do anything as long as they put their minds to it. If they're serious about sharing the chore at home, they will be able to do it. And they equally do like healthy amount of working and can bring both of their incomes in and help each other.
Absolutely.
It makes way more sense than one person saying, oh, okay, I'll handle everything, because it puts on a lot of financial pressure. Like in this economy, the bills are always going to be there. Whether you're feeling it or you're not, she's going to be like, oh, I'm working all of these hours to make sure we have money. Next, she's going to be like, well, if I don't work, we're going to literally be homeless, which is true. And you don't just get a job anyhow. So quitting it should be a well thought out decision. So she worked long hours and barely spent any time with us. She would go out drinking to network with her colleagues on weekends. I mean, it makes sense, but not a lot of it. Like, you have to network, but that's becoming too much. Sometimes even going out of town. At home should always just be pissed with me. It's like her personality did a complete 180. This wasn't the sweet, nurturing girl I fell in love with all those years ago. Our intimacy became almost non-existent. I was about to say that once the working hard, I'm tired, I'm busy, I'm trying to make sure we have money. Intimacy is going to suffer. The whole relationship, no, communication will suffer, and intimacy will just like walk out the door. After going through therapy, I can now see that I am to blame as well. You should never have quit a job. I should have communicated better and shared how I felt. At least he's taking accountability. That already says the type of person that he is. Luckily, the highlight through this was my son. Seeing him grow and being there for a lot of his first made everything feel like it will be okay. One day, she finally came up to me and asked for a divorce. I wasn't surprised. I felt everything was eventually going to lead up to this, but I still didn't want to give up. I asked her if she's sure about this or if she wants to make it work. I recommended couples counseling or temporary separation. She declined both those offers and told me she found someone else. I was about to say, those long hours that we talked about at the start is going to be with company, and when he's just at home, especially when it's like the guy, I'm just saying, a guy who is supposed to be like the provider, the one taking care of you, she forced him into that position. She's like, you know what, it's okay, I got you. And then now she's like, he doesn't take care of us, he's always at home and I have to provide for. When she put him in that situation, and he probably just accepted to quit his job because it was his passion, he probably just accepted to quit a job because he was trying to keep the peace. So that was where everything went downhill. Like, he should have fought for the thing that he loved, because even if he lost her, he would still have his son and still have, I don't know, the job, somewhere to go to, somewhere to unwind, instead of just staying at home and waiting for her to return, and the return really never happens. And as long as they found someone else, it's very hard to, they really don't want to do anything. Like, it's not very hard, it's almost impossible to get them to try and fix that marriage.
She is thy for thy streets.
Hearing this shattered me. Her changing and us growing apart, I can understand, but never once would I have thought that she would be the type to even entertain another man. I mean, yeah, I know, because that's what makes sense. But with all the time she was spending outside, of course she had to be spending that time with someone.
What?
And it was not you.
To the street she will return.
And you were at home, you were not spending that time. Like, I don't know, I just feel like a normal couple should go out, do their own thing, the other person goes out, does their own thing, and you come back and have, like, you've spoken to other people, you have your lives outside of each other. But she was his everything and he was not her everything.
She is thy for thy streets.
She told me it's some partner at her firm. I knew. LOL. What did my life become? A Korean rom-com? Okay, that's good. She told me that he invited her out a couple of times and showed her the life of luxury she deserves. We argued for a bit and she told me that he is twice the man as me.
She is thy for thy streets.
Oh, that's not nice. She called me feminine for being a stay-at-home dad that she asked you to do. And she called me feminine for being a stay-at-home dad while his wife was working hard and bringing home the money. What did I say before reading all of this? I literally said this.
Okay.
What? It was your idea. And what about me working 2 jobs during the pandemic? That's what I said. To her, those weren't real jobs. I was a delivery driver and a cook. Wow. Did it make money? Yes. So
I don't know. I just got here.
she told me this new guy is an alpha male who knows a woman's needs and how to take care of her. She bragged about how tall and muscular he is, how he has a real job and took her on weekend getaways that she told me were work related. I mean, he's a partner, low-key. Okay, I'm just being an a-hole right now, but he works at her firm. And they were going to work on their relationship. And here's the kicker. He's such a man, he doesn't want to make things official until me and her are separated. I mean, if he was such a man, like, all I can say, like, this is what I can say. If he was such a man, he probably would not have looked for a married woman.
Yes, exactly.
To put his eyes on. I also laughed at how delusional my ex had become. Like, it's true, right? When you're in that phase, and before even reading further, I'm just pretty sure that guy is going to dump her.
Absolutely.
Like, karma has to come for them. I asked her what about our son, and she said I can have him.
She is thy for thy streets.
Oh wow, that's cold. like ice cold. He likes me better anyways. True, she hasn't had time to bond with him. I think this hurt me the most. I couldn't believe she said that about her own son, throwing him away like he is some object. For the first time, I couldn't recognize the person in front of me. I won't lie, I did let the anger get the best of me and said some hurtful things back. Very normal. I think it's natural. That's a natural reaction. With all of the daggers thrown at him, that's a natural reaction. As long as he didn't hit her, like, it's okay to be mad and speak your mind. I could tell she was taken aback by this, probably because I almost never got that angry. She turned around and left, which is probably the best thing for them in that situation, because the argument was getting heated up and there were no solutions coming up. After she left, I cried my house out for 2 weeks hoping she would call and come back. I don't know. I didn't love her anymore, but life without her felt so scary. I think that's true. That makes sense when you've given up everything that you knew. And I've seen this so many times, but most of the times, it's always women in this situation. And I'm not feeling bad for OP. I'm not mocking his situation. That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
But the reality is that no one guy or girl should abandon their lives because a partner wants them to do that, because you need to have something outside of that person, no matter how much you love and trust them.
Absolutely.
You need to have a life outside of that relationship. The only thing that kept me going was my son. I knew I couldn't turn to the bottle or go down this dark path because of him. I managed to beg for my job back and they rehired me for some weeknights only, which was better than nothing, which is great. Like, he still kept that relationship. I spent the next months just putting my head down and walking in silence. The divorce proceedings were moving quickly, and before I knew it, it was official. The worst part about this was I felt like I had no support system. She took that away when she got you to quit your job. No friends, no socialization. So that's it. On social media, everyone was praising her for being this strong, independent woman who broke free from some metaphoric shackles. Like I was some villain holding her back. And not a single person messaged me on how I'm doing. And thank God they didn't, because this is what made me want to try therapy, and I haven't looked back since. For those that are unsure about therapy, I'm telling you, it works. Now, fast forward to this weekend. I received a phone call from an unknown number. Oh, please be her, please be her, please be her. We love this evil. What? No, we love this opportunity of pettiness to present itself. From an unknown number, and when I picked up, it was my ex on the other line, bawling. I'll ask for a video call. Like, I want to witness I'll ask for a video call to see her crying. She told me how her alpha male boyfriend found someone else and she's too afraid to confront him because he's a partner at the firm. She finally explained her perspective and how everything led up to this point. She probably should have explained it. I feel like the only way that she could have solved this from happening, because it's normal, you meet people and feelings start to sway, which is not right, but it can happen to anyone. She should have told him, like, they should have talked about it at the point where she was feeling like, I don't know, you're just at home, I want you to get back to work, even though it was hard, yeah. She should have been able to man up and say, okay, I made a mistake. I'm not really feeling this you at home every day. Put a child in care and you guys go to work, come back, and then, or told him about it when she started catching feelings for her work body. But my ex had admittedly always been really pretty and a social butterfly. After she had a son and the pandemic hit, she felt ugly and insecure.
Nice.
I was gonna say that she had been in that whole like giving birth, felt like she wasn't herself, and then when she finally got her law degree, she was like, yeah, this is me. Got a job, she was feeling like this is me, making good money. I mean, it boosts your confidence and you're feeling like the world revolves around you. So any attention she was getting, she was just living in it. But that's something she was supposed to be sharing with a partner, not like she literally came up to him and explained that she wanted to feel something and went and got that job. He should have come up to her when he was breaking down, and she should have come back to him when she felt like she was when she felt like they were falling apart. So I guess when she got her job, she got the validation she wanted. Of course, feeding into those delusions was Dumbo, who recently had divorced her husband and poisoned my ex thoughts with how I'm a failure as a man, how my ex is way prettier than me and she deserves someone of her standards. Apparently, I'm a better male who rolls over and is stopping her from being free to do what? You have a husband who loves you and you have a child, you have a job, you have good money. What else can you ask for?
I don't know. I just got here.
She said a lot more specific stuff too that I think I'll keep to myself here, but it was definitely an eye-opening conversation that should have happened before they had a divorce. I shouldn't have pushed my ex away to be vulnerable enough to listen to Dumbo, but still, after hearing all of this, I was really just disappointed more than anything that she would be stupid enough to throw away everything on some wimp and peer pressure. And I bet Dumbo's life was like, I can like 90% guarantee that Dumbo was jealous of her and everything she had, and she was just not happy being alone and single after her divorce, and she wanted her friend to experience the same thing. My ex asked me if we can try again. She told me how much she misses me and how she took me and all I did for her for granted. For example, I always made her lunch in the morning, made sure, oh, that's so sweet. He was a real good husband. I always made her lunch in the morning, made sure she's up to date with her pills and so on. She misses those little things. I admit to telling her that I missed her too, and I know her son does for sure, but she did make every decision herself, and what if things worked out with the other guy? I'm not some consolation prize she can come running back to. She cried and told me that she wanted me back a week after she left, but was too prideful to call. Like, her want was there, but her pride was more than her want. So nah, no sorry, no thank you.
Absolutely.
I firmly told her no and hung up. Since then, my phone's been blowing up from friends and family that I'm heartless.
Are you serious right now, bro?
I'm just getting pissed at this point. Where were the friends and family when she was doing all that she did to him?
Yes, exactly.
That my wife was vulnerable and taken advantage of, and instead of picking up the pieces and helping her, I'm leaving her to fend for herself. Not gonna lie, that message hurt the most. I respect her father a lot, so I heard him out. He wants me to come over for a resolution intervention this weekend and bring my son. I don't know how long all of this transpired for. Is it a week? Is it a month? 2 months? Like, let me finish this, then I'll be able to like give you guys my thoughts. They just want a conversation to hear both sides and see if it is really resolvable. I'm attending, but I'm going to stay firm with my answer. But all the recent messages have been making me rethink my stance. I just want to make sure I'm not in the wrong before I attend. So he says sorry for the long post. It was a long post, but I'm pretty sure you are not the a-hole. Oh wow. First comment is from a lawyer. It says, I'm a lawyer whose husband was a stay-at-home dad and who personally struggled during the pandemic. I didn't cheat. I didn't give up. I'm not going to say your ex-wife didn't suffer. I don't know her, but that doesn't excuse her actions. She made choices over and over and over, and that hurt you and your son. And from personal experience, she didn't have to do that. So you're not the a-hole, and I recommend keeping to the boundaries you've set. Now, I was gonna say that I'm not sure if all of this happened in like a month or 2 months. Like, she cheated, went and was with this guy. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, and came back. But he talked about divorce proceedings, and like, he talked about, am I not reading this right? I think he talked about them having like a full-on divorce, and then he went back to his job. So please, excuse you, what are you talking about? You go and have like a full-on marriage with that guy, maybe 1 year, because divorces take a long time, especially when there is a kid, and then she comes back to beg. I would rather he stays single just to be petty than to go back to her. She does not deserve it. What do you guys think? I'll see you guys in the comments.